Ladies and gentlemen, live on the Fuse UK, it's the one and only, the man of the hour, the man with the power, the man too sweet to be sour. He is your friend, he is my friend, but he's not the friend behind the person standing behind you. Luke Hughes!
Yes, people, what's happening? Nice one for coming back to the Fuse UK. It's much appreciated as always. Special guest on the show tonight, the UK's light heavyweight champion, Danny the Bastard Christie. What's happening, brother?
Yes, Lou. How are you, mate? You all right?
I'm all right, bro. How are you?
I'm good. I'm really good. I'm really good today. Thank you.
Good man, good man. I thought we'd start, mate, by just asking how you're feeling since BKFC 55.
I feel good lately, thank you. But, you know, the first couple of weeks after that fight, I wasn't in a very good headspace. It was rather difficult to take. You know, what can I say? I got splattered. I got chinned. I was nowhere near good enough, you know, and it's one of them things, you know. It took a little while to accept, but these things are what they are, you know. We can complain or we can learn and move on.
Yeah, of course, mate. And obviously going back to before the fight into the camp and that, like, truthfully, did the full camp and that go to plan? Like, did you have a smooth camp or was there a few wiggles here and there?
Not really more than normal. I cracked a rib about 7 weeks out, but, you know, listen, by the time the fight come round, I was very fit and very strong. You know, all the work had went in. I'd been in the gym for 10 weeks. Physically, I was in incredible shape. But, you know, people who know the game will tell you the mental side makes up about 80% of it. And, you know, I just couldn't summon the necessary mental strength on the night. I was all over the place. You know, I remember walking to that ring and I just couldn't summon, you know, the necessary strength. I didn't have no adrenaline, no dopamine, no epinephrine. All that, like, natural chemical charge, what you get just was not there. You know, I could have literally went to sleep, you know, on the ring walk. But, you know, it was what it was. You know, what am I going to say? You know, I'm not going to say I don't want to fight because, you know, my head's not quite with it.
Yeah.
But it just, listen, it was what it was. I just felt to bits. I absolutely felt to bits. You know, like I say, just this sense of impending doom on the way to the ring. I just couldn't get that mental strength going. You know, and it is what it is. Like I say, there's no excuses really. I simply wasn't good enough. You know, watching it back was painful. I just did not belong in there with him that night. You know, and just so bad watching myself. You know, backing up in straight lines, backing up blind, and just got smashed to bits. The left hand, what he caught us with, the second punch, it just shook me to my boots. I remember laying on my knees and holding my nose. And out of all the, say, 10, 12 times I've had my nose broke, this has only ever happened once before. And it was like, it was snapped off at the bridge. And the whole of my nose was just sliding about underneath the skin. And I was just like, yeah, it's going to cause me some serious problems. And like I say, that's only ever happened once before. And that was off a kick. So it was a bad break of the nose. And listen, it was a jab that put me down in the end. So, you know, my feet weren't there and I wasn't right. And, you know, like I say, these things are what they are. Moving on.
Yeah, I've seen on another podcast that you've done as well. Obviously, you had a bit of an adrenaline dump before because you were emotionally involved in the Foxy fight and you went out and watched it, didn't you?
Yeah, listen, there was a bit of that. I had twice on the night. I remember having that feeling, that charge, that adrenaline, that like surge in strength, if you like. Once was when I was watching the Gary Fox fight. You know, I was really involved in that fight, but in fairness, I should have just, you know, sat backstage. And then not long after that, I was going into the changing room to get myself warmed up, and I crossed Jared Warren, and we'd sort of let on to each other, and we were all smiles and handshakes, you know, until that last time we seen each other, and we just sort of stared at each other. And I was like, oh, it's going down, you know, and I had the strength there. I, you know, couldn't wait to get my hands on him. And then, you know, it was an hour until the fight. And like I say, when it come round, I was just dead. I was flat. There was nothing there. And that's, you know, and what happened. You know, if you're not on your game and that's how you feel, and going in with a puncher like Jared Warren, then, you know, that's what's going to happen to you, you know, and it was what it was. You know, I shouldn't have been in there with him.
Yeah, like people are all saying in the comments, mate, these things happen. You can't win everyone. You're not going to be on your night every night, are you?
Yeah, I mean, look, this is it. It's one of the. It's the first time that, you know, that's sort of happened to it. I mean, to be dealt with like that was a first, but just to be so chemically, hormonally flat on the ring walk was just a horrible feeling. You know, I was just waiting and waiting for that adrenaline to land, and it never did. You know, and what happened, and you know, we live and learn.
Yeah, and I seen there was a lot of respect between you and Jared. Him and his missus and that, they're proper nice people, aren't they?
Yeah, very, very polite. You know, if you didn't know better, you know, you would perhaps think he's I don't know, a school teacher or something. You know what I mean? He's incredibly polite, and just a gentleman and a professional. You know, and like I say, and I'm a fan. You know, I'm a fan of violence. You know, so, you know, what's not to respect about his performance? You know, I'll be supporting him going forward, and we've spoke a little bit in private, and yeah, plenty of respect there.
Yeah, wicked, mate. And what's the plans now then? Because you're still the champion. Is it just the plans just to get straight back to it, onto a defence?
Yeah, listen, I mean, it's no secret. You know, I want to fight David Round. It's as simple as that. You know, the promotion hasn't made the fight yet. You know, I don't want anybody to do me any favors. You know, David Round. I'm a fan of David Round. You know, the prankster, Princess of Wales. You know, he is a good lad. You know, we get on. We speak a little bit in private. I'm a fan of the way he fights and that. And I promised him. I said, look, if it goes tits up in Leeds, I'll fight you next. So true to my word, you know. And listen, David Round's he's a fan favourite. You know, he comes to fight. He's a tough kid. He's got a hard head and he's heavy-handed. So, you know, let's just get it on, and hopefully the promotion can make that fight. And like I say, David Round, you know, is a prick. I mean, I do like him. You know, I like him. I like him a lot, but the thing is, he enjoys being a prick. You know, you can just see that in him. So calling him a prick is not insulting him, because you can see he gets great pleasure out of being a twat. So fair play to him. And like I said, it's nothing personal, but I'm sure we can fling a good couple of insults back and forward on the build up to this fight, and, you know, get people interested.
Yeah, 100%, mate. He's sort of the person you want in it, like that type of character, and that when you're going into a fight, 'cause it makes it all that much better. And they don't come much more characters than David Round, do they, bro?
Yeah, exactly. Listen, you know, and it's one of them as well. You know, that BKFC UK title, the UK title. I mean, we are fortunate enough to have a world champion in the island now, in Mick Terrill. Big shout out, Mick Terrill. You know, but you know, I don't want to hold up the division. You know, that title there is the only one of its kind in the UK, which is a shame. If it was anything to do with me, I think everyone on the roster should really be pushing the promotion to get more of these UK titles over here. They should be at all weights. Just look at the roster that we've got in the UK now. You know, we should be giving these lads something to fight for. You know, domestic titles, because, like I say, it's that belt's a brilliant belt, and it looks really nice in my bedroom, and I'll be aiming to keep it there. But like I say, I don't want to hold up the division, and I think it's only right that, you know, David Round gets his shot, and, you know, we'll just see what happens, you know.
Yeah, definitely. And going on to that, mate, what a buzz, eh? Seeing Big Mick win that title.
Oh, mate, I was absolutely over the moon. Like, very, very emotional for me. That would have been a friend of Mick's, and just to see him do what I knew he could do, you know. And I got a feeling the fight was going to go that way. You know, probably struggle finding his range for a round or two. But I know how hard he hits, and, you know, when he lands clean, he's going to cause people problems. And in fairness, he knocked Arnold Adams out through the guard. So, you know, it shows you the kind of power he possesses.
Yeah, 100%, mate. Like the fucking heavyweight champion of the world, mate, in the UK.
Yeah.
It's going to boost the UK, isn't it?
Yeah, it's mint. And it's like I say, it's done it's kind of done everyone in the UK a favour. You know, it's because you're getting more eyes now, and I'm just made up for Mick himself. You know, he really does deserve it. He's been in the game a long time. He's the type of person. I mean, you know him yourself. You know, he just deserves everything that's come to him, and I'm made up for him. You know, I really am.
Yeah, good crack as well, aren't there? All the lads up there, Bungle and that.
Yeah, they're brilliant, Frisk.
Obviously, your brother Paul Venice is in talks
Yeah.
with returning over to the BKFC. What's your thoughts on that? Be good to see him in the mix, won't it?
Absolutely, mate. Like I say, he's going to do a couple of like mock weight cuts, you know, to see if he can make cruiserweight. Because if he can, and I think he can, he will be one hell of a cruiserweight. You know, he's been a heavyweight all his life, but he's I think he's about 5'10", if I remember right, a little bit shorter than me. Plenty of muscle on him, you know, and loads of power. He'll be a wicked cruiserweight.
Yeah, he definitely will, mate. It's good to see like all the lads from up north are doing well, aren't they? Like when you look at the whole BKFC thing, it's like the lads from the north are like smashing it.
Yeah, listen, I was impressed with watching so many lads fighting on that card. You know, there's so many good kids from on the whole roster, but the UK especially. I mean, Danny Mitchell done brilliant. He put on a clinic against a rough, tough game opponent in John Ferguson, who's had a brilliant win against Tom Scott. You know, Tom Scott's a brilliant fighter. And, you know, I was pleased for Danny, you know, getting that win. And he put a clinic on. I mean, I'm a friend of John's, but you could see the respect between the pair of them. And I thought it was a brilliant win for Danny Mitchell. And we had Connor Cook. Listen,
yeah,
Connor
serious,
Cook,
mate, serious.
he is gonna cause some problems, you know.
Yeah.
It's, you know, hopefully I can maybe face him further down the line this year, but time will tell. But I think looking at it, I think Connor Cook's, even though he's only had 2 wins, I say only, you know, he's been in there with 2 exceptionally good kids, you know, and, you know, Nathan Owens is a very good boxer, and, you know, whether it was his night or it wasn't, but, you know, Connor Cook dealt with him that night, you know, so fair play to him.
Yeah, he's good, Connor Cook. Like he moves well, mate. He's game for it to get involved. Like he is, mate. Serious contender, like.
Yeah, and I'm listening to Nathan Owens as well, and he's a really good boxer and a very nice lad. And I'm really impressed with Johnny Graham.
Yeah,
Johnny Graham's a really good fighter. You know, good reads, good moves. You know, good counters, good power. You know, he'll be one to watch and an exciting fighter, and I'm a fan. You know, so I don't think he'll ever have a fight which I miss. You know.
Yeah, and fucking David Oscar, mate, and Carl Thompson. Fucking hell,
mate. David Oscar's he's just somewhere else, isn't he?
Yeah, what a man.
And, I mean, obviously Gary Fox. I mean, I was absolutely elated that watching that fight, you know, for him to get that win over Robbie. And listen, I like them both. You know, it's no secret I get on with them both. 2 good lads. It was a brilliant fight to watch. You know, and fair play to young Robbie, you know, for giving him the fight that he did, because he put a good face on Gaz and caught him with some good punches. You know, and it was a really good fight to watch.
Definitely, it was good to see him obviously linking up after it and that as well. Sport and ball going to be training together and that, so it's meant to see.
Yeah, I think that was always going to happen with them too. You could just tell you just knew they would get on with each other anyway if it wasn't for the fact they were fighting each other, you know.
Yeah, did you get round to watching the BKFC 56 card?
I watched the last 2. I watched Mick's fight onwards. Yeah, I watched Mick's fight onwards. That's right.
What did you think of Mike Perry?
To be honest, you know, what can I say? Mike Perry done the business, you know, and if he landed a punch, what, you know, Eddie Alvarez couldn't continue. Plain and simple. You know, Mike Perry was the winner, and that's it. But he seemed very static and very upright. You know, he did get caught with a lot of punches, but you know, he's hard as nails, isn't he? You know, he was getting clipped left and right, but none of them seemed to really bother him. But yeah, it was one of them. Another good fight to watch. All action. You know, he hasn't been in a boring fight yet, has he, Mike Perry? And you know, like I say, and I'm a fan. You know, a big fan. So yeah, it was a really good fight to watch.
And what do you think of Louis Palomino and Austin Trout? That's going to be a good fight, isn't it?
Yeah, that will be a good fight, big time. Obviously, I'm a massive Palomino fan, I watched Austin Trout plenty in the pros, and we'll just have to see how that one goes. Personally, I think Luis Palomino is going to take some beating. Like, you know, I just really can't see anyone dethroning him for a little while. But, you know, you never know in this game. Time will tell.
Yeah, and if you could pick like 3 fights next year to make out with the BKFC UK through the lads who were in it, what matchups would you like to see, like in any of the weights?
Right. Well, I liked the Johnny Graham call out for Conatini. You know, Conatini is a star, you know, and he's my brother, and I've got a lot of time and respect for him, you know, but I think Johnny Graham gives anyone problems, you know, and I think that would be a great tear up. I'm trying to think off head, you know, I would like to, I mean, obviously me and David Round, you know, if the promotion are listening, you know, get that fight over the line, you know, because like it's got fan favourite written all over it, you know, I know how that fight's going to be, you know, so that's going to be entertaining for the fans, and I'm sure me and David can make it entertaining in the build-up. You know what I mean? Because I have no problems, you know, giving David Round shit, and I'm sure he's no problem giving me shit. You know, but like I say, it's nothing personal.
Mike Petty and shit, I beat him and Danny in the same night.
Yeah, this is the kind of crack you get from David Round. You know, he is a star.
He fucking loves it.
The lad's cushy, you know. But it's like I say, I'll fight anyone, and I'll fight David Round in between rounds. You know what I mean? Not a problem.
Class, mate. Well, I won't keep you too long, mate, but is there anything else you want to share with us, mate, before we wrap it up? Any shout-outs, sponsors, any messages?
Listen, just a massive thank you to everyone in the bare knuckle community that's, you know, showed us plenty of support and love. A lot of messages and phone calls off so many fighters that I love and respect. Big shout out to Anthony Holmes as well. Anthony Holmes has been in touch. I'm going to go down and train with him and with Blakey and a few of the lads from down there, because it's just a massive pool of talent they've got down in that area. So if I can spend a couple of sessions with them, you know, try and learn what I can from them, maybe do some sparring and have a couple of days down there training, you know, that I'll be made up. And like I say, Anthony Holmes, I thought was very unlucky in his fight, and he fought. You know, he fought even though he wasn't well, but like I say, I did have him winning that fight, you know, and I think if he could have got through the last round, I think he would have been the winner. But listen, we have coaches who care for us for a reason, you know, they know us better than we know ourselves, and, you know, his coach made the right decision according to Anthony. So, you know, what can you say? Fair play to him, God bless him.
Yeah, I remember when we seen him in the hotel, when we were sat in the canteen, we said, didn't we, like he didn't look himself, did he? He looked like he was on.
Yeah, that's right. I mean, I was speaking about that with someone as well, and I could identify, because so many people were asking me on the night, you know, are you all right? You don't see me selling. And I was just blagging it, mate. I was like, yeah, of course, I'm fine, you know, just blagging it. And Wayne said the same to us a few times on fight week. He's like, are you sure you're all right here? And I was just blagging it, saying, yeah, I'm all right. You know, but like I say, these things happen, mate. This is the fight game. We dust ourselves off and we continue. It is what it is, you know.
Fucking right, mate. 100% it is. But yeah. I really appreciate you coming on, bro.
Not a problem, Lou. Thank you very much for having us, my man.
Fucking anytime, my mate. But we'll stay in touch like we always do, pal. And we'll do some more content over Christmas with some of the lads there.
Listen, mate, I'll come and I'll be in touch, because I'm going to be our Teesside way anyway, seeing Paul and Declan and a few of the lads over there, making a few meetings and that. So, you know, we'll meet up for a bit of grub, Lou.
Yeah, sweet, bro. That'd be cushy.
Perfect, mate. Listen, God bless, mate. Enjoy the rest of your night. Bye-bye for now. Thank you.
Yeah, you too, mate. Speak soon, bro.
Bye-bye, brother.
Ta-da, mate. Yes, people. Nice one for tuning in there. It's much appreciated, as always. Get microphones on me and Danny for our fight. He loves talking in his fights, David Round. I really appreciate everybody tuning in there. I just want to say a big shout out to Rick Doherty, RSD Transportation and Recoveries, as you can see in the top right-hand corner there. My man always supporting the channel. Big up Ross from In the Red Corner podcast, also in the chat there. Pack a Punch, man, Rick Doherty, Peter, NUFC, Chris, Lady, Flat Capper. Big up David Round. Can't wait to see this fight next year. Who else is there? Turpy MMA, Roscoe, St. George. Big up St. George. Sam Doherty, hope you're okay, brother. Where are we at? Who else? Killer B, hope you're okay. Wayne Bennett, James Mincher, Yorkshire One. Who haven't I said? And the Fully Game podcast, guys. Make sure you go over to their channel as well on YouTube. The Fully Game podcast. Got some cracking content over there. But I really appreciate everyone tuning in. I'm going to wrap this up now. So it's a separate podcast. But good night, God bless. And I hope everybody enjoys the rest of the evening. Big up RSD Transportation and Recoveries. Make sure you go over and follow him on Instagram, because you never know when you're going to need the number. Car could break down tomorrow. Bet you haven't got a recovery man's number in your phone, have you? Get on it, people. Thank you very much, Lady Flat Capper. I hope you do too. Thank you.